Sports Trust acts as an implementation partner to its trustees, stakeholders and corporate donors. It distributes sporting equipment, kit and installs sports facilities in rural or historically disadvantaged communities in South Africa across all sporting codes for both abled and disabled sports. The third annual Piketberg Community Cycle Race got underway on Sunday the 7th of October and was hosted by Berg River Municipality in conjunction with Stainville Senior Secondary School and supported by the Sports Trust and Nedbank. Various local traffic officials, medical support and race marshals also came on board.
The reason why we get partners with Sports Trust in this event is because we want to take the children out of the street. See how we can develop the sports cycling in Piketberg, because this was one of the sport that didn't come forward. That's why we said as a council, municipality, come let's partner with Sport Trust, Nedbank and all the others, Super Sport who's also the partners for them.
Nou, ons het verlede jaar, ek dink as Oktober maand het ons begin met hierdie program. Ons doen werk by staatsinstansies, alle staatsinstansies werk ons, algemene skoonmaakwerk en ja.
Our role for today, ma'am, is actually to look to the safety of our cyclists and also to the safety of other motorists on the road. And we will do the escort here for the event and see also that everyone is safe on our roads.
Well, we're here today as paramedics, the ambulance service, and yeah, we're just here to make sure that if there's an injury, that we are there very promptly, and then we will treat accordingly and then transport as soon as possible so that we get the patient to hospital very, very quickly.
The reason why is it's a Western Province cycling race. It's one of my favorite races. Finish on top of Fastfart Pass. It's a long, steep climb which will suit me. I think today it's going to be quite tough with the wind. There's going to be a lot of gutter, so you've got to ride carefully, and yeah, I'm hoping I have good legs for the climb at the end.
Yeah, we are ready for that. You know, we are, especially in Africa, there is a lot of mountains, and we are ready for this mountains, and we are loving to race in the mountains.
The race included a sprint event and a King of the Mountains event too. With an elevation of 689 meters above sea level, cyclists were excited.
My name is Mashira Filani. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Ocean View, and I'm actually pretty excited about today's race. It's going to be a bit challenging because of the weather, but I'm doing the 50 kilometers, so it's going to be okay.
Hi, I'm Tashriq Abrams. I'm feeling good about today's race.
I'm feeling really excited, and the weather is very nice here, and I'm expecting a lot of rollers on the road today, but I think I can manage it.
I was out for a hamstring problem, but I'm back now, and I'm seeing this as a great challenge to start again.
On Sunday morning, the 7th of October, the 103-kilometer cycle race started at the Tolly Adams cricket field in Piketberg. The highlight of this race is the climb, 7.3 kilometers at the end of the race up the Fastfart Pass. There were 30 UCI riders taking part, as well as 11 elite cyclists from the development cycling squad. The race continued out in warm conditions, and at the 23-kilometer mark, the riders went past the turnoff where the 50-kilometer cyclists will turn. As the race started to climb the Fastfart Pass, it took its toll on the cyclists as they weaved backwards and forwards up a pass that climbed 690 meters over a 7.3 distance. This is a challenge that many cyclists long to do and was the highlight of this event. Out front, we had the 3 UCI riders, and in the 4th position, we had a development cyclist from Matthew Ganewi School. The cyclists commented on this climb, the organizations. The eventual winner was Nagasi Bria, a UCI rider. Well done. First place, we had Nagasi Bria. Second place, Krab Tesefe. And then in third place, Hassan Hesefe. all from the UCI squad that are currently training in South Africa. The 50-kilometer race started shortly after the first race. There were numerous cyclists from the development cycling squad as well as clubs around Cape Town. This made up large numbers covering the short 50-kilometer race. Once again, it was hot, dry conditions out there with undulating roads. Of course, the wheat fields on the side, the canola fields, all added to the atmosphere and the scenery in this beautiful part of the country. At the turnaround point at 23 kilometers, the cyclists then started to make their way back home, once again into a bit of a headwind. This was a testing course as well as conditions for all the cyclists. Along the way, the marshals were from the community and felt very much part of this event as they signaled, showed the cyclists the route to go and partook in the event. In order to keep the cyclists all well hydrated on such a hot day, we were able to fill 20-litre containers with water and energy drinks and store them in cool rooms for the 3 days prior to the race. The cyclists were able to fill up their water bottles at the water points and thus be able to finish the race in a healthy condition. Yes, it did take its toll on a few of the riders, but they were all champions in the end. They conquered the 50-kilometer. The winners overall in the 50-kilometer race of the boys was Blake Coetzee in first place, Tashrik Abrams second, Gershwin Daniels third. In the girls, Iman Phillips from Giant Cycling Club in Cape Town took the honours.
Felt good today, and then I didn't really know on how hilly the route was. I thought it was a lot less, but then we started, and yeah, felt good. So I attacked, and then I got away 16 k's in, and then on the turnaround point, then it was hilly. I thought, like on the way out, it wasn't so hilly, but on the way back, you never really get time to rest. Yeah, and then I won.
For me, the 50k was very difficult because 3 weeks. In the past 3 weeks, I didn't exercise, and today was my exercise. Today it was just preparing for the Lagoon race, which is held in Langebaan over 2 weeks.
It was hard today. There weren't many riders, so it was very negative racing from the beginning. The UCI riders controlled it. I think a lot of attacks went off the front, but they kept pulling us back. So I just positioned myself near the front. Coming back, it got quite hard. They put quite a steady tempo, the pace, and then once we hit the climb, the group completely split. And we were about 5 guys left, and 2 of the UCI riders went away, and then I was with 2 Netbank riders. And it was just hard. I just tried to pace myself, and yeah, I'm happy I got 5th overall for the day. And thank you to the organisers for hosting this race.
We did the race as it was planned. We did a good race with a good performance. We got all the podium, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. I think we have like 6 riders in the top 10. It was a good race. We have worked in a good as planned. It's a good organization, good of the race. It's very good. Yeah.
The weather, it was like completely hot out there, and I'm not used to racing in that weather. Like it was completely dry out there, and there was like the road just keeps on going, so like you don't see an end to it. And yeah, the race was good. I sat in the females bunch until the end, and then just went for the sprint as I saw the finish line. I've been cycling now for the past 9 years of my life, and the advice is get out there on your bike and just come and enjoy it, because it is something that, I mean, we are so young and we go to school and like get all this stress from like other things, and I feel like cycling is just a way to like let go and like enjoy the views and, you know, put yourself out there.
The event was awesome as the caliber cyclists from the international teams really raised the standard of this event, and the development cyclists rose to the challenge. This event has elevated the profile of Piketberg as one of the sought-after cycling venues, and the organisers will continue to grow this community cycle race on an annual basis.
By looking at Eduardo, it's my son actually, this is where all the inspiration come from, and this is how, yeah, and what it actually means for me, it's an honor actually, yeah, to have the trophies on display today, and for the winner of some states or what. And that's
The Executive Mayor, Ray van Roy, attended the prize-giving ceremony which took place at the Tolly Adams Piketberg Cricket Grounds, and he commented that these events are crucial.
We're a development team operating out of Paarl. We've only just arrived here, so all these guys we select from all over Africa to come here to training camps, and hopefully from us these guys will be selected into the Pro Tour teams and that sort of thing. So we're basically, the Americans would call it a farm team. We're a development team for Africa. We've got riders from basically Nagaza from Ethiopia, from Egypt, from Burkina Faso. We get them from all over Africa. They come at regular intervals for training camps from 1 month to 3 months at a time.
Yeah, it means a lot to the local cyclists, to partner with other cyclists who already in the national or provincial, national, and then for the tourists, it's an impact in the tourists of Piketberg especially. Bringing the economy, people going to shops in Piketberg, and there's a place at the N7. Most of the people drive through Piketberg and they didn't go drive through to the shop in the garage there. And this event, it brings that kind of economic to Piketberg.
The Sports Trust, together with its donors, are committed to bringing about transformation in sport and providing sustainable opportunities through sport for their learners, teachers and community leaders as well as coaches. We thank Nedbank, Berg River Municipality, Stainville Senior Secondary School and the Sports Trust Development Cycling Program for their continued support so that we can create a better future. Join us at the Sports Trust events. Finally, this year's Sports Trust Golf Challenge is on the 12th of November at the Sun City Gary Player Country Club. An exceptional opportunity to rub shoulders with golf's pros under the theme, it all starts with an appetite to make a difference. To book, contact our office in Johannesburg on 011-802-1818 or visit our website, thesportstrust.co.za/events. The Sports Trust acts as an implementation partner to its trustees, stakeholders and corporate donors. It distributes sporting equipment, kit and installs sports facilities in rural or historically disadvantaged communities in South Africa across all sporting codes for both abled and disabled sports.